Hi, this is Jamie from PMR in a workshop today, and I am going to show you how to convert a CS cage to a CT cage. And what I've done, we've got the grip here, the vise, and I'm turning this until the foot sits down in. Once this foot sits down in, I'm going to tighten him up. Need him tight. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut the top bar off. Now, first thing you do is don't put it in the way I've put it in, because if you're cutting the bar like so, and when you go through the bar, you will hit the back bar and take the chrome off. So, what you've got to do is go around the other way, if you want to play safe. Okay, now what we're going to do first is cut the top bar in half using a hacksaw. Now I take a little bit of this toweling and I push it in there so that if I do go through too quickly, it doesn't go down the bottom and hurt anything else. And again, also I put the toweling in here as well so that you won't scratch anything or damage anything except what you're supposed to be cutting. So there we go. Now see how that went through, and as I push down with the cloth toweling in the way, no other damage was made. Okay, need a bit of refreshment here. And no, that was not a beer. Okay, so take these out. Easiest way to do that is just to turn them a little bit backwards and forwards, and they will get loose and they will eventually pop out. Says me. Okay, there we go. Now we need these. These are important. So, next step, take the cage out, and take these two. We're going to make our studs out of these. Obviously, another way of doing it would be to actually put top bar studs in here and here. Here is a set of top bar studs that can be put into your reel cage, but they're expensive, and they would go in like that. You would then glue them in with a little bit of sea-proof or sea-waterproof glue, and that works quite nicely. Only thing is, it's going to cost you some money for that. There is a cheaper, a quicker and an easier way, which goes down well with the Fisherman's CT bar to level wind to CT bar conversion, which has the top bar studs as part of it. So we take these one at a time. We'll just take this one first, put it into the vise so that there is about 3 millimeters of brass this side, because this is brass, so we're going to cut it about here. Okay, the reason for this is what we're going to do, says me playing for time while I get the bit. What we're going to do is we're going to put a couple of end bar caps, that's these, are going to go over the top of the end of this. All will be revealed shortly. So, first thing to do now is to cut this down. And this is where you have to make sure to actually do cut it right. There we go. So you can see roughly what that looks like. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to grind this down just a little bit. Another way you can do it would be to use a file. So I'm going to grind it first because that's quicker for me, then I'm going to use a file to show you how to do it. Right, I've now ground this one down just to save time, but this is how I would do it if I didn't have a grinder. I would put it here. So, put it here. I would take a file and I would take the file and clean off all the burrs on here. I've now also done the other side, so you can take the aforementioned cage. We now have the trimmed ends, which will become studs. As you can see, that will fit straight into there like so. The the cap, there's the cap. The cap goes on like so, and I suggest that you would be you would be gluing this with Aerodite, which tends to be the best thing to use. So now when you're putting the studs back in, remember I had to pull them out, so they're not gonna want to go straight back in. So get a pair of pliers and give them a wiggle from the inside and basically pull them, and eventually gently you will be able to persuade that to get in there and sit in there so it is actually reasonably solid. And I'll do the same with the other side, and yes, okay, so there you go. Again, that doesn't quite want to go in there, so you grab hold of it with a pair of pliers and you give it a pull, and then that will sit in there, same as that one's doing the same. Once the caps go on and the Aerodite's on, then you won't have any more problems. So, okay, we have a little bit of Aerodite in there, and it goes on there, and we have a little bit of Aerodite there in that one, and that pops on there. Now the Aerodite I'm using is quick dry Aerodite. So now that I've had it, given it for 5 minutes, that's stuck in there, that's stuck in there, and we'll do the next bit. The next bit is simple. Okay, the next step is to put in the CT bar. There is the PMR CT bar. I'm using a black one because it's a black cage. There are a set of instructions that come with the CT bar if you're buying a PMR CT bar, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So first thing you do is you undo the screw on one side, then you undo the screw on the other side. Let's move that across there like that so you can see that better. And we undo the screw. Keep the screw in the hex head, and look at this. You've got a keyway hole and you've got a round hole. Big hole goes in the round hole. Get it lined up like so. I'll bring some light around here. There you go. And pop that in. I'm going to do it with my fingers to save time until I tighten it up. Okay, and 3mm hole, 3mm screw, make sure it's in the middle, and screw him in. Now that should be self-centering in the middle of there. And last but not least, make sure that that is square. Then give him a tighten. Don't need to over tighten him. And there you have your CT cage all done, all converted, and the caps all on. That is how to convert a CS cage to a CT cage. I'm Jamie, you're watching PMR.